My name is Sophie, and I'm excited to share how I remember English words. Learning a new language can be challenging, but I've found some fun and effective ways to make it easier. One of my favorite strategies is using flashcards. I create flashcards with a word on one side and its meaning, or a picture on the other side. This helps me visualize the word and remember it better. I often take a few minutes each day to review my flashcards. It's a simple yet effective method that keeps the words fresh in my mind. Another technique I use is associating words with images or stories. When I learn a new word, I try to connect it to something I already know. For example, the word ocean reminds me of my last beach vacation. I can picture the waves, the sand, and the salty air. Creating a mental image helps me remember the word longer. I also like to make up silly stories using new vocabulary. By creating a narrative around the words, they stick in my memory more easily. Listening to songs in English is another fun way I learn new words. I love music, and when I listen to my favorite songs, I pay attention to the lyrics. Sometimes I look up the meaning of words I don't know, which helps me expand my vocabulary. Singing along with the songs makes it even more enjoyable, and I often find myself remembering the words without even trying. Reading is another important part of my learning process. I enjoy reading books, articles, and even comic strips in English. Whenever I come across a new word, I underline it and look up its meaning. I also keep a vocabulary journal where I write down new words and their definitions. This practice helps reinforce my memory. I often review this journal to refresh my knowledge and keep track of my progress. Practicing speaking is essential for me too. I try to use new words in conversations with my friends and family. Sometimes I even talk to myself in English when I'm alone. This might sound silly, but it helps me feel more comfortable using the language. I also find language exchange partners online, which allows me to practice speaking with native English speakers. They often provide valuable feedback, which helps me improve. I like to play word games and puzzles too. Games like Scrabble and crossword puzzles challenge my vocabulary and make learning feel like a fun activity. I often play these games with my family during game nights, and it turns into a friendly competition. These activities not only help me remember words, but also make me excited about learning. Another effective method is using technology. I download language learning apps that offer interactive exercises and quizzes. These apps make learning convenient and engaging. They often include audio pronunciations, which help me learn how to say words correctly. I enjoy competing with myself to beat my high scores, which motivates me to keep practicing. Listening to podcasts and watching movies in English also helps improve my vocabulary. I love watching animated films because they often use simple language that is easy to understand. When I hear new words in context, it helps me remember their meanings. Sometimes, I even turn on subtitles to read along, which reinforces my understanding. Moreover, I try to label objects around my home with their English names. For example, I put labels on the fridge, door, and even my favorite snacks. This constant exposure helps me remember the words better. It's a creative way to integrate English into my daily life. I also enjoy joining online forums and communities where I can practice my English skills. Interacting with others who are also learning the language allows me to share tips and techniques. We motivate each other to keep improving, and I often pick up new words from these conversations. The more I engage with others, the more confident I feel in my language skills. In conclusion, I have many strategies for remembering English words. From using flashcards to associating words with images and stories, each method helps reinforce my memory. Listening to songs, reading, and practicing speaking all contribute to my vocabulary growth. I also enjoy playing word games, using technology, and watching movies to enhance my learning experience. Labeling objects around my home and engaging with online communities adds an extra layer of practice. With each technique, I become more confident in my English skills. Thank you for letting me share my journey of remembering English words. I hope my tips can help you too. Learning a new language is an adventure, and I'm excited to continue mine.